Alright, so we went through the major 7th, major 9 add 13, then we went to the flatted 7th, which is just, you're going to come to know it as a 7th chord. When anybody talks about a 7th chord, they're talking about the flatted 7th being in there. And you would have to delineate it, you would have to say different. You have to say different. If they don't say no different, you see a 7th chord, you're going to assume it's that flatted 7th chord, because that is going to become like your new major scale for jazz. Because they would never leave it the full major triad. They would at least lower that one note and give it that bluesy sound. At the very least, that would be the minimum alteration that they would make. And so we went through the even the major 7th, which keeps the natural 7th in the chord. That was not pleasing to them. They made the flatted 7th their default, and so to let the reader of some music know that it was a major 7th, you'll actually see a symbol that is a major 7th. They'll indicate a major 7th. Okay, so we got all that. We got the G major 7th, G major 7 add 9 add 13. We went down, brought that 7th down another half step, made it a G7, and made it a G7 add 9, G7 add flat 9, G7 add 9 and 13, G7 add flat 9 and flat 13. All right. The next one that we want to cover is minor 7th. And so we're going to move this up to the A on the 6th string, which is 5th fret, just because I'm going to show you how some of these can work together. And we're going to take that same bar formation bar, strings 1 through 4, put the middle finger over the top on string 6, and we're going to mute string 5, and you get that kind of sound. So all that is done is you've got the major here, which is the octave. We brought it all the way down, and then we did this. And then this chord lowers the 3rd. So right now these have all had a major tonality. The tonality is determined by the 3rd step of the scale. We've been messing with the 7th step of the scale, bringing it down a couple of half steps, but we've left the 3rd in place. Now when we alter the 3rd, that changes it from a major to a minor. So all the chords we've talked about so far have had major tonality. This one will have a minor tonality. So we've lowered that, lowered the 7th. Now we're going to lower the 3rd, and this makes a minor 7th chord. So you've got the minor triad plus the 7th note. So in this case, it's A, C, E, and G. All right. So from there, you can add those same additions. You can 2 frets above would be the 9th. We got the octaves right there. We're going to add that in on top of the 2 bars in front of the octave on the 1st string, and that makes a really nice chord. That's A minor 7 add 9. You can see you can get some really nice use out of that. And then also you can do the minor 7th, add 9 and add 13th. And that chord has a little bit more tension in it. It's not quite like such a pretty chord. It's got a little bit more tension built into it. But I'm going to show you how you can leverage these chords even just right now into some cool resolutions. That's where that move that I came off from, this is really a, you got that major triad right there, and I'm just using all the notes. So that's a minor. And then we do that. This is the 7th, flat 9, flat 13. Resolve it down to a major 7th. So that's what you can do in the minor. Now while we're on the minor, we're going to go ahead and show you one other very common chord, and that is the diminished. It starts out with the 7th position, adding the 9th. So it's and what it does is, you're going to take this and you're going to raise it a half step, and you're going to take the 9th and you're going to lower it a half step. I'm still keeping these 3 back here barred, and I'm still keeping that 1 fret in front of the bar. So you're going to do this. So a use of that might be like this. You might go. Now here's the diminish. Okay, so right there we covered the major 7th, the A minor 7th and A minor 7th at 9th, A minor 7th at 9 and 13. Okay, that should keep you busy for a while. Okay, bye.